Hi, my name's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video about COVID-19. Before I get started in this video, I did get both vaccines, and then I also have a booster as well. I do want to preference and say this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor. If you are sick or having any symptoms, please go to your doctor, go to the emergency room. Do not take light of this. Doesn't matter what strand you think you have. Take this seriously and make sure you get medical help. And just sharing my experience of what I've gone through from being at home to going into the ER to medications I was on and how I'm doing. Overall, I know I'm at the tail end of it and doing a lot better. So I was exposed to COVID because my husband got sick. So we pretty much narrowed down that most likely on Sunday when he went to church is when he was getting a fever, starting to not feel real well, like kind of just normal, like a flu or something. It wasn't something super severe, but definitely the fever was not going away. And on Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember which day, he did go in for a COVID test and did end up getting a positive result. Now, by the time he got a positive result, I was starting to get a fever. I was starting to feel sick. My first symptoms were a low grade fever, low energy. I was already having a hard time breathing. And then I also was having either my nose was stuffed up or it was running, um, and body achiness, kind of normal stuff with a cold that you would get. Since I wasn't feeling that sick, I decided to just kind of self treat at home while my husband was waiting on his positive test, which did end up coming back. I stayed home um, Thursday, and it wasn't until Friday that he convinced me to, yeah, definitely go in and get the COVID test done. So I went to the hospital to this like outside kind of tented area they had. And then I went home. I was taking Dayquil and NyQuil um, to help break the fever. It was like the fever was really hard. Like I would feel like it broke and then it didn't break. And then my fever would go up. So it started about around 98 degrees, which is a little warm for me. And then my fever went up to 101. And then I made soup at home and I took a hot shower with like the steam and stuff. I was drinking tea. My mom had said recommended ginger and lemon tea, so that's what I was drinking, just to try and keep like my body hydrated. And then I was also drinking a lot of water. So the COVID test we did on Friday, it came back on Saturday that yes, I was positive for COVID. After it came back positive, I knew that I needed to contact my doctor because I have a history of asthma, even just normal colds, flus, whatever. I will usually get bronchitis afterwards. We talked with her about the positive COVID test and the fact that I was having some breathing issues. She seemed really concerned, so her advice at that point was to go to the emergency room. Now, this time he has COVID as well, so when he got to the hospital, basically all he could do was drop me off. They didn't want him to be there because he was positive for COVID. So he dropped me off and left, and then I stayed at the emergency room. Um, in total, I was at the emergency room for 6 hours. They did see me and treat me. I was really worried that they might admit me into the hospital because I've been admitted for breathing problems before. But what they decided to do was go ahead and administer the antibody infusion. The treatment with the antibody IV, I hadn't even heard of that before I went into the ER. When they asked me if that's what I wanted, I just asked the nurse if it would help make me better, and she felt very confident, and I just trusted her. I asked the doctor who was kind of closing everything up for me um, if I could get a prescription for prednisone, which is a steroid that I've had before, the epidural prescription because I have a normal like inhaler one, but then I also have a liquid solution for a nebulizer machine to it's kind of like you can breathe that epidural kind of like a steam, and it really helps with the inflammation a lot. So, and then they said that I could go home. The hospitals actually sent my prescriptions to my pharmacy, So we, because it's so late, we're going to end up picking those up tomorrow or the next day on Sunday. Today was the first day where I slept, where I actually took a nap. I think that's the one thing with anytime you have breathing issues is you really value whatever sleep you can get. It's about a week. I'm feeling good. Like, from the fact I can do this video and talk, just so you guys know, like, I would not have been able to do this a couple days ago. So this is phenomenal. And I'm starting to feel better, and it's happening much earlier than I thought, but I think that's due to the medications. Um, After the first 2 days, they came on pretty fast and pretty intense, but I think with having, access to doctors in the emergency room and getting care, that it was able to get those symptoms under control fairly easily, as well as just doing the stuff we always do when we get sick. Try and eat better, eat soup, drink water, take your over-the-counter medications you can take. That seem to all really help get through it quickly. I wanted to share my experience because I personally couldn't find anything of what a real person might be going through or what I could potentially expect to go through myself. It's just a really scary thing when there's such extreme things that happen to people, even with different variants, even with the vaccines. So I just wanted to put this out there to help other people, but go to your doctor right away. Take it seriously. Don't put it off. Thank you guys so much for watching / listening to this video. If this content was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and have a great day. Take care of each other. Be safe.